The Epic Life TV, your home for mastery of habits which create your epic life and business.
Hey, what's up, Epic Lifer? I'm Mr. O, and welcome to The Only Life Worth Living, the Epic Life TV. If it's your first time here, then you definitely want to check out our trailer and find out what the Epic Life is all about. If you want to learn to master the #1 habit which will create your epic life and business for yourself, then you want to subscribe and turn on the notifications on and look out for new videos, because every Tuesday I'm going to be bringing you a new video so that you can transfer the epic life that's inside your mind right now, get it out of your head and bring it into your hands. Oh, and by the way, we only deal with real strategy here. Look me in my eyes. No woo-woo. Okay? We don't do that around here. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to be ridiculously happy using the laws of your mind. Wow, so we are at the final installment of this Epic Life Optimum series. It has been a lot of work, a lot of research has gone into it, and I'm telling you, man, it's really been very rewarding for me just to remind even myself of the principles that are important, the 8 laws of health. So we've been through it, and this is the last one. So if you haven't seen all of the other videos, there is a link in the description that will give you a link to all the whole videos in the entire series, okay? We've basically been going through 8 laws of health, which works with an acronym called NEWSTART, all right? And that is nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, and this one, which is trust in God. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. So really, to be ridiculously happier, okay? All right, and use the laws of your mind to do that, there's a certain frame of mind that you need to be in, okay? And it needs to be one of relaxation. Too many times we're just worrying too much, we're stressed out about too many different things, and we really need to just let go of those things, okay? So ultimately, the secret to happiness is really all to do with your attitude to life, because how you feel, all right, is not actually just determined by your emotions, all right? There's other videos I've made on emotions, and emotions are actually predicated on thoughts that we had, all right? Every emotion that you feel actually happens as a result of thinking about something else. You had a thought about something. It might be an event. It might be something someone said, all right? It might be something somebody did, okay? But you have thoughts about things, and those thoughts give you emotions. Now, unfortunately, what we do in society today is we create very unrealistic expectations, all right? We have expectations of what should happen in what period of time, all right? We have expectations of other people, okay? And we set expectations that are based on our values, but they might not be the values of somebody else. And so when someone else violates your values, now you're upset, okay? You get angry. So sometimes we just need to set realistic expectations of others. We need to understand that not everybody has the same values as we do, all right? You give something that's important to you to someone to borrow, all right? And they don't have the same value on it. You know, I remember when I was a child, I used to give my sister like a CD, or she'd take a CD without actually asking me for it, all right? And that thing would come scratched up. Some of you are like, what's a CD? Okay, a CD is basically what we used to listen to many years ago, us old folk. In fact, I was old enough for tape cassettes, if you can believe that, all right? But basically, a CD was something that you listened to, and you know, they could get scratched, right? And if you scratched it, then you couldn't actually listen to it anymore. And the same thing could happen with a tape. And sometimes, you know, my sister would take a CD, a music CD of, you know, maybe my favorite artist or something like that, and that would had a big scratch through it. And then I could try to listen to it, and I'm like, the things just jump in, it would skip. So you don't get that with MP3, so you don't know, all right? But that's what used to happen. And man, I used to get upset, you know? I'm thinking, man, I spent my money on this CD, and then my sister just goes ahead and scratches it, right? But you know, sometimes you could let something like that just ruin your day. Now, a CD can be replaced, okay? It can be replaced. It is not the end of the world if your CD gets scratched, okay? So you've just got to change your attitude about it. Or sometimes we expect something of somebody, like, you know, we expect someone to behave in a certain way and they don't, and we're like, why is this person being like this? You know, can't they see that this is upsetting me? Probably not, right? They're probably not even aware of it, and you haven't even told them that that's how you feel. And so therefore they keep violating that. But also, you've also got to remember that people are gonna live by their values and not yours. And so if you set a realistic expectation of what you can expect of somebody, all right, then you're not going to be disappointed when you're expecting to do something that you know full well that they're not going to do anyway, all right? And then you have the audacity to be upset with them. Just know that that person is always going to do that thing, and that's how they are, okay? So don't let that ruin your peace of mind. You know, sometimes we say, oh, you know, that person makes me so angry. No, they don't. You make you angry. You make the choice to make yourself, or to let yourself get angry about what that person did. You can choose not to, okay? So I was on a trip. I told you that I was in Rome. Now, we went down to Naples to go on a tour to see Pompeii and the Amalfi Coast. And at some point, I'll upload a video of it. And you know what? When my wife and I went to actually get on the coach to go on this trip, there were only 2 seats available, okay? And they were right at the back, all right? Now, when my wife and I were getting on, I saw a lady sitting there, all right? Now, this lady was of, let's say, significant proportions, okay? She wasn't a small lady. So much so that she was actually spilling over into my seat just because of the sheer volume of her body. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on this coach the whole day and I've got to sit next to this lady, okay? Now, I could have been very upset about that. I could have let that ruin my trip, because when I did sit next to her, I was squished pretty much the whole way, right? But see, here's the thing. The AC was cold on the coach. And you know what? I found some positives. Her body mass was keeping me warm. Okay, she was actually blocking the AC, and at least my right side, that's where she was sitting, my right side of me was warm. Okay, and then I was hugging my wife on the other side. So I was actually sandwiched and squished in, but I was kept warm. So, you know, I looked for the positives in the situation. Okay, now here's the thing. I could have been upset because, you know, I believe in the epic life. I believe in living healthy. I believe in all of these different things. I could have been upset with her for the fact that she's chosen to allow herself to eat this way and yada, yada, yada. And now she's overweight and I'm having to be affected by this. Well, that's not going to change the fact that I still need to sit next to this lady for the next 8 hours. So I have a choice of whether I'm going to enjoy this trip or not. We paid money for the trip. I'm going to enjoy it. Okay, I came all this way. I flew all this way. I'm enjoying this trip. Nobody's going to ruin this for me. Okay, and so that's what you've got to choose. You have to choose to have a happy, grateful attitude. And you know, by the way, we talked about acid and alkaline balance. And I spoke about the fact that your thoughts actually affect your body chemistry. When you're stressed, you make your body very acidic. When you're angry, when you're frustrated, all right, when you're not forgiving people, when they've done you wrong, okay, you might not think that that person deserves forgiveness, but guess what? You're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you, because you deserve to feel well. Why are you gonna let that person, okay, just ruin your whole life? People hold grudges for years. You know what? It's like unforgiveness, okay, is pretty much like drinking poison and hoping the other person that hurt you dies. All right? You drank the poison. It's going to hurt you, not them. They're not thinking about what they've done. Okay? And so you hear about all these terrible things, these terrorists that do all these wicked things. And you know what? You say that person doesn't deserve forgiveness. You know what? You're probably right. They don't deserve it. But you deserve to have a good quality of life. You deserve to be happy. And so you can be ridiculously happy when you choose to have peace and just leave them in God's hands, right? You know, any situation you're facing, whether it's a financial difficulty or, you know, maybe someone in your family's not well, or maybe you're not well, just leave it to God, man. Don't worry about it. Don't hold on to it. Just let it go. Someone's offended you. Someone's done you wrong. Just let it go. All right? You don't need to hold on to it. Just have a positive state of mind about things. And I'm telling you, you'll keep your body by your thoughts in that alkaline state, and you'll be very happy. You know, sometimes people are stressing over what they should eat. Okay, they decide, man, I want to be vegan. And you see sometimes vegans are very sick, and you know, they might exercise, they might do all the right things, but they worry a lot and they stress a lot. Okay, and so they're doing all the right principles, but their state of mind isn't strong. And so they're ruining their bodies just by their thoughts. You know, there's a text in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22 that says, "A merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones," right? And it's just so true. So I would encourage you to just cultivate a habit of being grateful. I'm telling you, when you just stay in a grateful state of mind, you will just reach levels of ridiculous levels of happiness. All right. You'll smile as much as I do. You just find yourself happy. You know, I wake up in the morning and that's one of the first things I do. I thank God for my wife. I thank God for the fact that I can see, you know, the fact that I'm in a nice, warm, cozy bed. You know, so many things sometimes in life do not go the way that I want them to go. All right. And there's so many things that can irritate me. But you know what? You just have to realize and remember that there's so much to be grateful for. You know, like, for example, I was on that coach and I was cold, right? And I was grateful for that lady that was sitting next to me because she was keeping me warm. All right. And you know what? There's something else. If you're cold, think about it. You have to be alive to feel the cold. If you're dead, you can't feel the cold. All right. You know, maybe there's someone that's playing some music you don't like. Well, thank God I can hear. Imagine being deaf and you can't hear anything. All right. Or maybe you have to see something that's like really something you didn't want to see. I don't really want to see that. Or you smell something unpleasant. You don't really want to smell that. Thank God you can smell. Thank God you can see. So that, my friend, an attitude of gratitude, making a choice to be happy, because it is a choice, is how you can be ridiculously happy using the laws of your mind. All right. So that's the end of this series, the Epic Life Optimum series. I hope you've really enjoyed it. We've got plenty more videos to come. They come out every Tuesday. I'm thinking of ramping them up to doing more than just one video a week, but we'll kind of see how my schedule works. I'm also starting a new business, so there'll be more details about that a bit later on. And I'm probably going to do some maybe weekly vlogs on it so you can see my progress and so on, starting from zero, how you can actually build a business. So this is a brand new venture and you can go along on the journey with me. So this is going to be pretty exciting. So we're probably going to be talking a lot more about finances, wealth, and these sorts of things, because the Epic Life is not just about health, it's about wealth, and it's about being happy. All right. As we say, as Epic Life is rich, ripped, and ridiculously happy. And so there's plenty more to come. I'll show you some footage from my trip in Rome. So until next time, if you're going to live the epic life, because life's too short to live any other life. And remember, you're just one habit away. I'll see you next time.